Good morning, and Happy New Year. My name is Crystal with Whole New Perspective. And what I want to bring to you today is my very first recipe in my Jarred Up 2023 challenge. Just stick with me till the end and I will share how you can join in on this challenge. One of the things I want to do this year is to add more convenience foods. Now I do can quite a bit. What I want to have are ready-made meals in a jar. And so this is perfect for me to do. I'm going to make tortilla soup and I'm going to can that up. Now I'll show you all the things that I'll be using. And one of the reasons that I am doing this recipe first is because I have everything already in my pantry. And I like those recipes that I can use my everyday things that I have. And so that's what we'll be doing. So come along with me and I'm gonna show you right now the things that I'll be using. Around the holidays and after the holidays is a perfect time for you to purchase turkeys on sale. I saw some for 29 cents a pound, 99 cents a pound, and so it was a perfect time to purchase turkeys. And so that's what I'm going to be using. Instead of chicken, I'm going to be using some turkey. And this is turkey stock that I made from the carcass. This is a gallon, but I'm only going to be using 12 cups of this. So this is 16 cups. I only use 12 cups. I'm going to use some corn that I canned. Everything that I use will be something that I already had on hand. I'm going to use these Fiesta beans. I use black beans to make these, and I think that this will be a great addition. They are already seasoned and spicy, and so I'm going to add these Fiesta beans. And then I have 3 jars of diced tomatoes that I've processed. I'll use this. And then for some more heat, I'm going to use this jalapeno hot sauce that I also canned. Now, usually you'll have some cilantro. My daughter's not big on cilantro, but I do have a little bit of dried cilantro left. I'm going to use it. I do have quite a bit in my freezer, but I'm only going to use this little bit of dehydrated that I have. And when we get ready to eat, if we want more cilantro, I have this cilantro paste if by chance my cilantro isn't growing out in my garden. I'm going to use some freshly chopped onions. Now, I do keep onions in my freezer, and I think I've showed that, and it does make it very easy if you already have them chopped up. But I needed to use this, and so I'm going to use this. And then I just pulled out some bell peppers that I had in my freezer. I'll use that. And this is some of the turkey that I have from the turkey that I roasted. Now, after I put this in the pot, I'm going to see, I'll taste it and see if I need any more spices. If I do, I'll add them and I'll let you know. It's important for me to just taste it just to see what it tastes like before I process it. And then we'll come back once I get everything in the pot, and then I'll start to gather everything. My jars, they've already washed them in my dishwasher and I've heard those cut off. And then I want to share with you a few things about my canner and the hot plate that I can on, because I get so many questions. But before I do that, I want to go ahead and get everything cooking on the stove. So I'm going to go ahead and start adding my canned goods. Again, I'm using 3 jars, which is 6 cups of my diced tomatoes. I already have 12 cups of chicken stock in here. And these are my home canned tomatoes. I canned these some time ago, but they are still good. And I really should have 3 cups of corn. This is 4 cups. So let's see. I may use all 4 cups. I think I will. Because it also calls for 2 cups for these are my Fiesta beans. They are spicy. Very good. This will also help to act as a thickening agent for this soup. And before I even put in the jalapeno sauce, my homemade jalapeno sauce, I'm going to just let it start warming and just see what the flavor is like with this Fiesta beans, because they are quite spicy. Got the onions that need to go in. Smells good already. These are the frozen bell peppers. I'm going to go ahead and add them. And a little bit of cilantro that I have left, the dehydrated cilantro that I have left. That's quite a bit dehydrated. So I'm going to stir it all up, get it going, warming up. I'm going to bring it to a boil. I will add my chicken. I will add my turkey. I'll bring it to a boil for about 5 minutes. Then I'll start jarring it up. So I have my soup warming up right now. And while that's warming up, I just wanted to talk a little bit about the recipe that I am using. It's a modified version of one in this Ball canning book, the Southwestern vegetable soup, but I'm adding turkey to it. And so it'll be a little bit different, but I'm able to do that, and I feel safe by being able to can it based on these recipes. Now, what I will say to you is please do your research when you're canning. Don't take my word, do your research. This isn't a training video that I'm doing today, but I may do that later on. Today, I'm just going to show you the very first thing that I am jarring up in my Jarred Up 2023 collaboration. I use a Presto canner, and it is not the one that has the gauge. If you have a canner that has a gauge, it's very important that you get that gauge, get it calibrated every year. So your local extension office, they will take care of that for you. So look them up and pay them a visit to make sure that it is calibrated. I will be using, let's show you. This is 5 pounds of pressure just by itself. Each ring is 5 pounds of pressure. And so most of my recipes are 10 pounds of pressure. Most of my pressure canning recipes. And again, this recipe has to be pressure canned. You cannot water bath this. It needs to be pressure canned. So make sure you are aware of that. And it will be pressure canned at 10 pounds of pressure. Again, each of these are 5 pounds of pressure, but I will not use this. I'm only going to use 10 pounds of pressure for this. And this has the rack already in the bottom. What I will do is follow my pressure canning instructions. So your pressure canner should have some instructions with it. If they don't, you should be able to find it. If you purchased it somewhere else that don't have instructions, you should be able to find that online. And every time I pressure can, I still pull out my book. To me, it's just very important to do that. You know, I've been canning for quite a bit of time. I've been canning for quite a bit of time. And I still make sure that I use and follow these instructions, because I know it could be easy for me to skip something because I've been doing it for so long. It might be easier for me to skip something, but I don't want to do that. I want to make sure that I am canning and following the instructions of my pressure canner. So while my soup is warming up, I'm going to get my water in here. It is 3 quarts of water. Although this does have the lines, I still it's easier for me to put this on my hot plate and to just use the quarts to fill it up. And what I get so many questions about is this hot plate. And this is the Cadco. I've been using this for over 10 years. This same Cadco, it's for professional use. 1500 watts. And it is for professional use. And I have been using this for, like I said, over 10 years. Now this past year, I decided that I would purchase a new one to ensure that I had a backup. I'm all about being prepared and having backups. And I have not used that hot plate. So here it is. Let's see. In the box still. And so I'm going to take this out and I'm going to use it this year. This will be the first one and the first time that I use it. Now I will go back to my old one and I'll use this as a backup, but I still want to make sure that I use it and that it works. And one of the things that it says is that it will smoke, and it asks that you burn it off for 10 minutes without anything on it. It has instructions as well. And it's the exact same one that I have, portable cast iron range. These are the instructions, or the instruction booklet that came with it. So while everything is heating up, I'm gonna go ahead, turn this on to full, let it burn off for at least 10 minutes. And my soup will still be heating because some of it was really cold. I know the chicken stock, I got that right out of the refrigerator and it was still gelled. And so I am gonna have plenty of time to go ahead and have this going. It's definitely very shiny and new. And you can see it a little better. I don't know if it's backwards, but it's 1500 watts. And it is a professional, it says for a commercial cooking appliance, a commercial cooking appliance. This particular model is KR-S2. KR-S2. I did want to show you this. It is smoking and it's burning off the coating that it has on it. So that's why you need to run it at the highest temperature for at least 10 minutes with nothing on it so that it can burn off this coating. It's been burning now for 10 minutes and it still is smoking pretty good. So I'm just going to let it continue to burn off. I decided to go ahead and add some of this jalapeno hot sauce for a little extra flavor. It's getting ready to come to a boil. Everything is in here. I did add a little bit of pepper, and I decided to go ahead and add some salt. I realized this is all of my home canned goods, and I don't add salt when I'm canning. So I decided to add a little salt as well. This tastes really good. I'm gonna let it come to a boil. I'm gonna let it simmer for a little bit, at least 5 minutes. Come to a boil, and then I'm gonna let it simmer for 15 minutes. And then I'm just gonna start jarring it up. Okay, it's now ready for me to jar up, but I do want to go over a few things again. It's going to be very important for you to follow your pressure canner's instructions. You know, every time I do some canning, maybe not every time, but there will be people that will come in and say, well, you didn't do this, you didn't do this, and you didn't do that. Again, I'm following my canner's instructions. So if you are following your instructions, you are fine. You are fine. And so that's one of the other reasons I follow my instructions every time. I already have my canner filled, my 3 quarts of water. It says warm water. It's already in there. I checked my seal, and I also checked to see if I can see through this hole, and I can. And so it is good. I have it just sitting loosely on top, and I have it doing that just to keep the water warm inside, okay? And so now I'm going to go ahead and start filling my jars. My jars are in the dishwasher, staying good and warm. And so I'm gonna get that. I'm going to pressure can quarts. And so I'll be pressure canning for 1.5 hours. If I were canning pints, I would can for 1 hour and 15 minutes. So again, I'm gonna follow my instructions. I'm going to go ahead and get my jars out of my dishwasher, and I'll start to fill my jars. I filled my jars, and now you just want to make sure that you have debubbled. You leave an inch head space. My debubbler has these ridges. This lets me know that it's an inch head space, this one. So you just want to make sure that you've debubbled. That's just going around and getting any type of air pockets that may be in. And because this is soup, I don't really have many air pockets, but I just want to make sure that, again, I'm following instructions. Then the next thing and the last thing that I do is vinegar. I'm just going to, this is vinegar, just plain white vinegar, and I'm just going to go around my jars, making sure that there's nothing on the lip of the jars. So I'll go around all of them. I'll show you this one. Just want to make sure you get a good seal. I've washed all of my lids, so I'm just going to put my lid on. This is hot. And then you just finger tight. You don't want to crank it down. You just want it to be finger tight. And then I'm going to put them inside my canner. Them all filled, and I am now putting them inside my canner. I don't know, this is what they look like. Very pretty. And it actually tastes really good. So I am excited about this soup. They're all in the canner. You see where the water is? You want to make sure that your water does not come above your jars. Again, very important to follow your canner's instruction. So now I'm going to just put the lid on and bring it up to pressure. Now, what my canner says, once I put this on, once I put the lid on, it says that I need to use a relatively high heat setting to heat the pressure canner until a steady flow of steam can be seen, heard, or felt coming from the vent pipe. And once I start to see that, I'm going to go ahead and start my timer for 10 minutes. And it's going to allow the steam to flow from the vent pipe. Then I will just make sure that it's maintaining a steady flow of steam. I'll put my pressure regulator on, and once it starts to rock gently at a steady pace, then I'll begin to start my timer. And again, because these are quarts, I'm going to be pressure canning this tortilla soup for 90 minutes, 1 hour and a half, okay? So I will bring you back once it's complete. I'm not sure if you can see that steady stream, but about 16 minutes have passed and there is a steady stream. So I'm setting my timer for 10 minutes, and after that 10 minutes, I'll put my pressure regulator on. The processing is complete. When you open your canner, just make sure that you open it away from your face. You don't want any of the residual steam to come out on your face. So I will be opening this towards the camera. See, all of that would have gotten into my face had I opened it towards my face. So always open it away from you. So I'll show you what this looks like. So now all I am going to do is to take this out and let it cool off naturally. They look really pretty. So I have 7 turkey tortilla soups in a jar ready to go. This is the first thing I've jarred up for the hashtag Jarred Up 2023 challenge. So I'm challenging you to get out and can something, put something in a jar, jar it up, use the hashtag Jarred Up 2023. Thank you all for coming along with me for my very first Jarred Up 2023 item that I've jarred up, my tortilla soup. I'm excited to have that. I will probably go ahead and jar up more, but I won't do that on camera. So if you want to join me, all you need to do is please tag me and just hashtag Jarred Up 2023. Let's get out there. Let's get some things jarred up. Now is the time to get it done. I plan to jar up many more things, and I'll be bringing those things to you. At the end of this challenge, I plan to make a video and list everyone that participated in this challenge. But in order for me to do that, I have to know that you've done it. So please make sure to tag me and use the hashtag Jarred Up 2023. Let's have some fun. Let's teach some people how to can. Let's encourage others how to jar up some things. I appreciate it. Happy New Year to all of you.